what our distinguished senator is doing. We'll continue to pray for him so that he will be well directed.
Certain people say pesticide shall be held. I don't know the pesticide the amount of vote they pay. This meeting it's a pesticide.
I ain't qualified to be part of this institution as the state. All the companies that make up for the qualifications were there. He checked the demographics of the Anioma region as it is now. I ain't well qualified by population. You take care of the manpower, I ain't qualified. You take care of the economic indices, I ain't overqualified. If a child gave me, can you really say, I think I'm ready for us to grab?
Traditional rulers in Anioma converged 2 days ago and made a bold declaration regarding our Igbo heritage, regarding our Igbo identity. I'm so proud. Just like we have always said, good news doesn't make news. It is only when it is negative that people share it. It is not flying everywhere on the internet. But 2 days ago, traditional rulers from Anioma extraction, from every community in Anioma that matters, from every ancient community in Anioma, converged to make a bold declaration concerning their support for the creation of Anioma State, and most importantly, their Igbo identity. What a time to be an Anioma person. I couldn't have been more proud. I was so proud of our traditional rulers. Watching the video, seeing people like the Obi of Obolono, Obi Kikachukwu, Afamefune, Abogidi, the Obi of Obolono. Obolono is one of the most ancient kingdoms in Anioma. It is the cradle home of all Obolo people, including the people of Ubuluku. During our sojourn to our present abode, our people stayed a little at Obolono. So the king of Obolono was there. The king of Ashama was there. The king of Ibuzo was there, Professor Nwoboshi. I mean, all the people that matter in Anioma were there. What started like a journey in 1951, today is looking like it's coming to an end, and it's with victory. The proposed Anioma State is a Nigerian statehood demand for the Igbo-speaking people found in Delta North Senatorial District of Delta State. The 9 local governments are the Aniochas, Aniocha North and Aniocha South. The Ikas, that is Eka North East and Eka South. Ndokwa North East and Ndokwa West. Then Oshumili North and Oshumili South. Then you have Ukwane. These are the 9 local governments in Delta State that are Igbo speaking. With Asaba as the capital, the drive is championed by distinguished Senator Ned Munaya Nwoko. As you all know, Ned is a short form of his name, Chinedu, an Igbo name. And Nwoko means the same thing like Nwokorobia, Nwokoma, and all that. So, the aim of this state creation drive is to correct the imbalance in the Southeast that has 5 states, whereas her contemporaries have 6 states and some of them have 7. It has been a legislative hurdle, but information reaching us as it stands now is that Anioma State will be created. A ga-ebugodo ụzọ gbuo enyi tupu achọma mma a ga-eji wee bụọ ya, tupu achọma efere a ga-eji wee buru ozu enyi na-ana n'ụlọ. We will first go to hunt, kill the elephant before we start thinking of how to share it. before we start thinking of what kinds of knives. Because as na mgbe egbule enyi ka na amalo dele mma ndị dị n'ụlọ be ndị mmadụ. The day you kill an elephant, you will know the types of knives that people have in their house. This elephant is about to be killed, and people are beginning to draw all kinds of dagger, all kinds of knives. People are stating where the capital will be. Even the newly created local governments, where will their headquarters be? Whatever happens, our joy is that the presidency has given a nod for the creation of one state, and that state happens to be Anioma State. The Nigerian president, Senator Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is interested in creating an extra state for Ndi Igbo. And that extra state, as we have heard, is Anioma State. When it is now created, we can now know where it will be zoned to. The slot belongs to Ndi Igbo. Therefore, Anioma State is going to Igbo land. If you're just seeing this video, kindly double tap on it. We are discussing today Anioma State, a topic we have not discussed in a while, but today we are discussing it with all smiles, because all the hurdles that were placed before us, we are crossing over them happily. The key aspects of this state proposal are the territory. The territory comprises the 9 local government areas in Delta North, home to oil and gas resources, agriculture, and human capital. Not forgetting our people in Ibanke, who are Eka people. They are in Ohio local government. It is by this state creation drive that boundary adjustment will be done to accommodate our brothers and sisters in Ibanke, Ohio local government area of Edo State. So, the viability of Anioma State lies in its territory. It has 9 local governments. It has oil and gas in it. And then, its land is very rich for agricultural practices. In fact, most communities in Anioma are predominantly agrarian communities. And then human capital. Most of Nigeria's finest footballers, captains of industry, administrators are from Anioma. Even military personnel, as at 1967, before the colonial masters led Nigeria to engage on a genocidal war against Ndi Igbo, Anioma had 21 colonels in the Nigerian army. 21 colonels in Nigerian army. As at the time the British engaged the Nigerian government and told them to embark on a genocidal war against Ndi Igbo, Anioma territory, part of Igbo land, has 21 colonels in the Nigerian army. So it is rich with human capital. You had generals like Conrad Nwawo and the rest. Every particular local government in Anioma, every particular town had a colonel in the army. This is how it has continued even until this day. Anioma is rich with human capital. Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala, one of the world's finest administrators, who took a pay cut of over 150% to return to Nigeria to serve as a minister of finance, is from Anioma. Not just an Anioma woman, but the daughter of the king of Ogwashiukwu, an Igbo king in Igbo territory, an Igbo woman married to an Igbo husband from Abia State. Talking about none other than Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. She's an Anioma woman. Ada Ogwashi. That is what we call her. There are so many more. From her hometown, we have had the President General of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, none other than late Ambassador Ralph Chukwu Uwechwe, the Oguluzami of Ogwashiukwu, a former PG, of Ohaneze Ndi Igbo worldwide is from Ogwashukwu, an Anioma man. There are so many of them. Is it Colonel Joe Achozia, the Hannibal himself, who fought gallantly alongside the Biafran army? There are so many of them, so many, past and present. Captains of industry, leaders of opinions of thought, people like Pat Otomi, the owner of Lagos Business School, a renowned professor of business in Nigeria, an economic guru, is from Anioma, is from Ibuzo. Renowned industrialist, the first black man to head the Nigeria, is an Anioma man. Canon Lawrence Nwaka. There are so many. I can't begin to name them. The human resources that we have in Anioma. Did I mention Tony Elumelu of Tony Elumelu Foundation, Health Holding and UBA? He is from Anioma. Anioma is rich with human capital. Very rich. Did I mention Jimovia, the owner of Zenith Bank? And did I mention Ondoka Obaibena, the owner of Arise TV? Anioma is full and replete with human capital resources. Did I mention football stars like Austin J.J. Okocha, late Stephen Okechukwu Keshi? Did I mention stars like Peter Ije, Monde Odiaka, Joel Obi? Anioma is full of human capital. Did I mention Sondoli, said the one who famously said he is not Igbo, and then later said he is Igbo, and then said he is not Igbo again? Have I mentioned great people from Onichubo, like our brother Dumebi Kachiku, a presidential candidate in the last general election? Did I mention people like Nuel Ojei from Iseluku, whose daughter contested the APC primaries and narrowly lost to Tinubu? Anioma is full of human capital resources. So in terms of human capital resources, Anioma is up there with the rest of Nigerians. We have human capital. I will never forget to mention people like our brother, Professor Idibe Anthony, the owner of PASS, Ponoka Attorneys and Solicitors, one of the biggest law firms in Africa. Anioma is full and replete with human capital resources. If you are just joining us, kindly like this video by double tapping it. Share it also to your audience. We are looking at the human capital deposit in Anioma. Did I mention somebody like distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko? Before he became a lawmaker, he was already a renowned lawyer all over the world. So he's an international lawyer. He did not even go through the Nigerian law school. So he's not qualified to practice here. What made him a renowned lawyer were his practices all over the world. Anioma is full and replete with strong representation of human capital. Very strong. Did I mention people like Professor S. Ndele, who was a VC at the University of Nigeria and Soka? Did I mention people like Professor Felicia Wannemoye, the Dean of the Faculty of Law, University of Nigeria and Soka? There are so many. Did I mention people like Professor B.I.C. Ijoma? I can go on and on and on and on and on without looking at any book. Did I mention people like Emmanuel Chejina, a former DMD of Total? Did I forget to mention people like Andy Isichei of Nigerian Shipping Authority? Did I mention people like Aboloma of the Standard Organization of Nigeria? Who did I forget or who did I not remember to mention? There are so many because Anioma is full with human capital resources. Did I mention people like corporate communications giants, one of the best corporate communications personnel in Africa, Tony Chejina, who is the head of corporate communications, Dangote Group Nigeria, who was the head of corporate communications for Zenith Bank for many years. There are so many people to mention that I have not mentioned, that I may not even know. Did I mention people like Major General Ochei, retired now because he just retired about a few months ago? Anioma is full with human capital resources. Human capital resources na water for Anioma. Human capital resources na water na Sara for Anioma. So this is the reason why we are rejoicing. I am also sure that somebody has whispered words to the presidency that made him to come up with this great news. The great news that Anioma State will be created. An extra state will be created for the Southeast, and it is certainly going to be the Anioma State. So that cry, that request of our ancestors, those who were singing songs demanding for Anioma State, the result of all their agitations is here, and it is a positive one. Capital of Anioma State is proposed to be in Asaba, the current capital of Delta State. And then the goal is to create a sixth state for the Southeast geopolitical zone, addressing historical marginalization and resource disparity. Because we know, everybody knows, even the government of Nigeria knows, the whole world knows, that Ndi Igbo are marginalized in terms of representation in the National Assembly and in the sharing of national resources. We have just 5 states. The other regions have 6. Some have 7. Anioma State will be created. Let them create it and add it to the Southeast. A governor doesn't have a say when it comes to state creation. Although the governor of Delta State has never opposed the creation of Anioma State. He has attended everything we have held. Even if not in person, he has sent a representative. He is not an Igbo man. He is from Urobo. He is from Osubi in Ope local government. The advocacy for this state creation was led by Senator Ned Nwoko, with support from local stakeholders like Izwa Anioma and Igbo Traditional Rulers, and backed by a bill in the National Assembly. Saying this without mentioning the input of Undinasu Bia Socio-Cultural Organization will be doing myself a disservice, because our leadership as Undinasu Bia Socio-Cultural Organization embarked on a journey to Abuja immediately after distinguished Senator Ned Nwoko was sworn into office, to appeal to him to please consider putting in a request for the creation of Anioma State. He heard that and he ran with it. We are so pleased that not just did he run with it, he got all the necessary support he could need from Ohaneze Ndi Igbo, led by distinguished Senator John Azota Mbata, who is our brother from Ikwere. We have the challenges we've had during these stages of advocating for the creation of Anioma State are numerous. But one of them is legislative process. It requires 2/3 majority of the State Assembly and the National Assembly, plus a referendum. I am very certain that if it is about the 2/3 majority in the State Assembly and the National Assembly, we've gotten for the National Assembly, and if there's a referendum to hold or a plebiscite, which I don't think is going to hold anymore, if there's a plebiscite, the vote will massively go for the creation of Anioma State. Divisions. Some local government legislators and groups have expressed reservations or rejected its inclusion in the Southeast, creating internal divisions. Then feasibility concerns about creating more non-viable states versus reforming existing ones. The current status of the state creation is that Senator Nwoko is actively pushing the bill, claiming high-level support. Public hearings and debates are ongoing, but the process remains complex, but now almost completed. This is the state of things regarding the creation of Anioma State. It is a positive news coming from Abuja that the feelers from the presidency, they call it body language, is that an extra state will be created for the Southeast, and not just an extra state. That extra state will be the Anioma State. It is a breaking news. It is a joyous news. Anioma is part of the Southeast. Southeast is part of Anioma. We are one and the same, culturally, historically, and otherwise. The Anioma people practice Igbo culture, although we have acknowledged that states are not created based on ancestry, homogeneity. No, we must not be monotonous for us to be in the same state. Because even in Delta State as it stands, we are multicultural, multi-ethnic, and what have you. We have 5 different ethnic groups in Delta State. But the Igbo-speaking people of Delta are 9. They have 9 local governments. So we are the majority, we are the capital, and we are Ndi Igbo. In terms of cartography, you can easily join us with the Southeast and the map will remain the same. Difficult from you joining somebody that does not in any way come close in the map. In terms of map, it's just 5 minutes or less from Asaba to Onitsha. If not for the Oshimili or Mambala, the two cities have almost conurbated. So we have almost joined together. If you're just seeing this video, I am pleading with you to kindly double tap on the video to give it thumbs up. Also share it to your audience. The marginalization of Ndi Igbo is epitomized in the creation of just 5 states in the Southeast. Other regions have 6 states. Some have 7. Northwest has 7. North Central has 7. I've always said this and I will continue to maintain that Abuja is a state on its own because its allocation is bigger than some of the allocation of the states. Its income that it generates in terms of IGR is bigger than some states. So Abuja is a 37th state in Nigeria. While the Southeast has just 5, others have 6 seats. Most people will think it is not marginalization. It is. When allocations are given out by the federal government through the local governments, it's a region that has just 6 or 5 states will not have the same. The ones that have 7 will have more. And mind you, in these regions that have 7 local governments, 7 states, some of the states have 34 local governments, 34 local governments. It's insane. Bayelsa State has just 11 local governments. Just 11. Just 11. I'm trying to compare the number of local governments by state as they are in Nigeria. Kano State, for instance, has 44 local governments. That's insane, and that's the highest. 44. That's almost like 2 states joined together. Kano has 44 local governments. If they are sharing 1,000 naira to each local government, that means Kano State will receive 44,000 naira. Katsina has 34 local governments. Oyo State has 33. Akwa Ibom State has 31. Delta State has 25. Borno State 27. Edo State 18. Bayelsa State has 8. I was thinking 11. 8. This is unfair. This is unfair. Highly unfair. Highly unfair. So, I don't really think this is okay at all. It is not okay at all. It is not okay at all. Okay, now let's go by land area. Abia State has a land area of 2,444 square meters. That is Abia State. In comparison, Delta State has 6,833 square meters. Imo State, for instance, has 140 square meters compared to Delta State's 6,800. And then somebody is planning somewhere to collect land from Anambra State that has 1,870 square meters, and from Imo that has 2,000 plus, to create an name state. What kind of politicians do we have? Is it that these people do not use their head to think, or what? The Southeast state that has here in my record an appreciable landmass to be reckoned with is Enugu State. And Enugu State has 5,081 square meters in terms of its landmass. That's all. All others have 1,000, 2,000. Who do us now? Who do us this kind of thing? Look at Edo State, 7,000 plus in terms of landmass. Delta State, close to 7,000 in terms of landmass. No Southeast State has up to 6,000, just 5,000 plus, and that's Enugu State. And somebody now wants to collect land, maybe small land from Imo, small land from Anambra, to create what they call an name state. That means an name state may not even have up to 1,000 square meters in terms of landmass. Igbo, are we seeing this thing that I saw, or have we ever checked this thing at all? We are trying to expand or reclaim the Igbo territory, not expand. Let's not call it expansion. It will look like Nine is worry. We're not trying to steal. We're saying, let us maintain Igbo territory. We have boundaries somewhere in Edo State. Somewhere in Edo State, that's where our boundary is. Edo State has 7,000 plus in terms of square meters. It has 7,552 square meters. Edo State. Eh? No. Look at Oyo State. Oyo State has 10,986 square meters. It means Oyo State alone is bigger than almost all of the Southeast. Mada Nora na Enugu, Nora na Anambra, Mada Nora na Imo State. Na oka otu esi wee kepụta an name state from Anambra and Imo. Anyị na-echekwa echiche. Are we thinking with our head? Are we thinking with our head at all? Anioma State, the landmass of Anioma State, if I'm to check here, will be bigger than most of the already existing Southeast states. Eh? Landmass of Anioma is what I'm trying to verify and put it out there. Now, this is insane. Oh. We have to really be very clear about what we are doing. It says Anioma State, located in western Niger Basin of Delta State, Nigeria, covers a landmass of approximately 6,400 square kilometers, encompassing Delta North Senatorial districts, Ndokwa, Eka, Oshumili areas. That will be the biggest Southeast state when it is created. Eh? If Anioma State is created, it will be the largest Southeast state in terms of landmass. It is insane now. The proposal that state has 2,100. The proposed Anioma State has way less. What? How come no one ever thought about this? You want us to be boss to economy, norokwa anya na achụ ani. Dịka ndị Igbo. Mana Chineke nyere anyị ani. No now. Yes, I know the presidency has taken a decision as I announced earlier. But if you are among those promoting an Nim state, Ada state, Etiti state, combo that idea immediately. Think with your head. Combo that idea. Die that ideology immediately. Anioma State with almost 6,400 and something square meters will be the biggest state in the Southeast when it is created. In terms of landmass, is it viable? Yes, very, very viable. There's oil and gas in Anioma.